Why hello! It has been a hot second since I have been on YouTube. We went from May, where I did 31 videos in May, to June, where I made 6 videos. So I think I had earned a little break after 31 videos in 31 days. But that was a little excessive. So here we are, we're back. I took a poll, and 3 people said they wanted a video today. 1 person said, I was done. I was over. Irrelevant. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are. I'm coming for you. Just kidding. We're not doing veg. I'm not here for that. But we are doing 2 videos in one today. We're doing the June health update and also the quarter 2 update, which is where I talk about my New Year's resolutions and how we're doing with that. So we're going to do that first, and then I'm going to ramble on about my health. Resolutions. Publish 300 videos was the first resolution. As of quarter 1 update, I had 67? Since that video, how many have I uploaded? 41 plus 6, 67 plus 47 equals 114. I need to do 186 in the next 2 quarters. That's actually more than a video a day. I just realized that. That's a bit of a problem. We're not gonna hit that. We're just not. Okay. That resolution is in the ground. And we're just gonna keep making videos at a more consistent rate than whatever happened in June. And we'll try that again next year. That's what's happening with that. Executive decision. Resolution 2 is approach the asymptote of veganism, which basically means do better than I did before. And before I was like, yeah, I excused myself because of Tobamax. April. How'd you well, you stopped tracking stuff as on the 17th of April. I'm assuming blue was you did it? So, first, you didn't even eat all of the meals. Second, it looks like a third of them were vegan. May, you tracked to the 5th. But you didn't even track, you tracked 1 meal in May of any kind. And then June, you tracked like nothing. So from what I remember, I did kind of okay during the school year, and then not when I wasn't in school. Because, like, I'm at parties, and nobody is a vegan. So nobody's indulging. Write more songs. How many songs? The goal was to have 12 original songs. I don't know how many original songs I've had, at the very, like, since whenever. But, so I'm just gonna, like, count them here. So, in the first quarter, I had Stargazing, original love song from when I was a junior the first time. So I had 2. Oh, remember the goal is 12. That was the first quarter. So second quarter has my progress been. The content creator. An ode to transcobalamin, which is not actually the title of the song. The song is called King of the Lab, which is a reference to a show called Bones. I don't know if anybody watches Bones, but you might think, what the heck? That is not an original song. An ode to transcobalamin is where you talk about your internship. I wrote the instrumental in the background. I could not reproduce it. I was just messing around on my ukulele, but I wrote it. So I wrote 2 more songs. So basically, we're at 4 when we should be at 6. But we wrote the same number the second quarter as we did the first quarter, so whatever. Attempt to be cruelty-free. Other than like food, I haven't bought anything new. Like, I've gotten stuff as gifts, but I haven't bought anything new. I've maybe bought clothing that at one point has been made cruelly, but it's all come from like Goodwill. So I don't consider that cruel consumption or whatever, because I am reusing. Like, it's better that someone uses it than it goes to a landfill. Exercise as my body allows. Use my money to support people in need. What is money? What is that? Pray every night. That has started happening again. It wasn't happening for a while because I was in a not super great place, and now it is again. So fun. Use my platform to raise awareness about issues. That happens much more on like social media than it does here. But I did talk about the Manchester concert, and I think that's a video I'm really proud of, because I made that in real time, and I was providing as much information as I could, and trying to provide sources, and doing as much as I could to help. Also, Illinois, the state, doesn't have a budget for the 3rd year in a row. That's a thing. I think there are like 2,500 towns, not just Flint, Michigan, that don't have clean water in America. On a positive note, Germany legalized same-sex marriage yesterday. Happy way to end Pride Month. Also, happy 2nd Pride Month, because hell no, I'm not done celebrating. So there's that. There's some of that. Perform the daily medical care my body needs. I kind of did that. Graduate and go to college. Holy fuck. I did one of those. Heck yeah. I did one of those. And like, I was crying as we walked in to my school's gym, because we had the thing in our gym. I was crying as we walked in from relief, because I'm like, what are they gonna do? They gave me the little diploma. What are they gonna do? Came out in the group chat, because what are they gonna do? Take it away from me? Yeah, they probably could, but whatever. So that's the quarter 2 update. Health update, we've got a lot to talk about in that regard, too. So, how's my health been this month? We always start with physical health, so. I've had, like, not great health this month. I've had, I guess it's a cold, an upper respiratory infection, which at this point is probably a lower respiratory infection, for like 3 weeks now. And it's been also like a sore throat and whatever, and so I went to urgent care. Once, because like my migraine medicine was really limiting what I was allowed to take. So I'm just like, we don't have any medicines. Also, it's a Sunday. Also, I need a solution. Can you give me something? So they gave me something, and it didn't work, so we went back to urgent care and we're like, help. So the urgent care person sent me to get a CT scan of my throat, because they wanted to make sure that I didn't have this thing called epiglottitis, which is where the little flap that closes your windpipe when you swallow so you don't choke. They wanted to make sure that that wasn't swollen and I wouldn't suffocate if they let me go home, which is incredibly rare and unlikely, but possible. So lo and behold, I don't have this epiglottitis. But there's this lump in my throat. And I'm like, okay, you gonna tell us about this lump? And the doctor is being very evasive and non-specific and saying, oh, it's kind of like a fatty thing, but also kind of not, and we're not sure what it is, and I'm not going to tell you anything that you can speculate about. But I'm hinting at something bad. Like, you know what I'm hinting at. And at the same time, the nurse is pulling out my IV port thing, so trying to distract me while the doctor is talking to my mom, because my mom always comes with me. Just, it's better to have two people than one person, but it's very clear that they did not want me focusing on this lump in my throat. And I'm like, so you think it's cancer? So I spent like the whole night thinking it's cancer. They also make this appointment for me with the local ear, nose, and throat doctor for the afternoon of the next day, but apparently I'm so like fancy or urgent or whatever that they bump me up to the morning. So I see this doctor in the morning who tells me I have a thyroglossal duct cyst, which is way better than cancer. Can turn cancers in like 1% of the people who have it, but apparently it's been there my whole life. So we're fine. Also, apparently my tonsils are crusty as frick. So the doctor's like, we're gonna put you on antibiotics for 3 weeks. After 5 days after the antibiotics you're currently on are over, if those don't work, also come back and see me in August, because I'm not 100% sure your cyst is a cyst. And I'm like, that's fine. Also, we might take your tonsils out at some point, and maybe the cyst as well. But this particular ENT doctor knows a lot about EDS and immune system issues, and is stellar. Also gave me life advice on getting college student healthcare. My mom, of course, then is poring through any imaging of my neck, and she sees that it does not appear that my cyst shows up on any x-rays from my dentist when other tissues that are even softer do. So it's a little concerning. Also, let's talk about migraines and the fact that they are becoming more frequent than they should be on Topamax. And also, I don't like Topamax very much. But I think part of that falls under, like, mental health section. So we'll come back to Topamax. But I think when I come back from my 3 weeks at seminary, because I'm going to seminary for 3 weeks in July. So sometime in August, I'm seeing the ENT doctor. I'm also probably going to see my neurologist and ask if I can switch to a different migraine medicine. Fun EDS thing, feel free to look away if you're not into wounds. So, like, an EDS thing is kind of fragile skin. That's more a hallmark of the classical type than the hypermobile type, but it's kind of a thing in all of us. So, outside of the ENT office, I tripped and fell. I did not rip my pants at all, but I busted open my, or I didn't really bust open my knee, but I don't know if you can see it. That happened, which is not particularly dramatic. It's just kind of really impressive that that happened without ripping my pants at all. And this is like days old. Like, I'm filming this and you're hopefully seeing it on Saturday, and the wound is from Wednesday. I don't know if you are concerned with my period at this point, but I had one and it was normal. I don't know if we're still talking about that. So let's talk about mental health. May was a really good month. Being out of school and still having structure, kind of. June was a nightmare. June was actually, like, so great and so awful at the same time. And I don't know if that's because it was summer or just me or what. I think part of it is just my hair is long. I really think that's part of it. And, like, I'm trying to grow it out so I can donate it again. But I don't know if I have that. I don't know if I have it in me. Which is so stupid. Let's talk Topamax. Why do I want to get off Topamax? Topamax makes it where I just don't want to eat anything. literally nothing sounds good. I open my fridge, none of it sounds good. I open my pantry, none of it sounds good. I look at what's on the counter, none of it, nothing. Nothing. I have no desire to ingest anything. And that's a problem, because I need to eat. Also, it says do not take if you have depression or suicidal thoughts. Please tell your neurologist if you have those things. Boy, does Topamax, I think, exacerbate those feelings. It has been a struggle, and I think the struggle is getting harder, and I do not like it, and I want out. Off. No mas. Like, I'm not fine, but I'm safe. Like, I'm not in a crisis. It's just, I really am sick and tired of how present this feeling is, and it did not used to be when I was not on this medicine. Good gosh. So that's 2 mental health things. Also, let's talk about dysphoria, because nothing has been better than being out to my class and kind of, I guess, at school-ish. But nothing is worse than trying to talk to your teacher about gender and having your teacher tell you that your wisdom and your kindness make you a girl, and you're just like, what the fuck? I have been all over the place this month, and in a lot of extremes, and this past month, it's not this month anymore, and I am ready to move on, and also I cannot believe that the month is over, but it is. And now we're in July. And I gotta write stuff for Camp Nano. This is my glorious return to YouTube. I think I need a nice nap, and by nap I mean to go to bed. Actually, I have one final thought, which is that, like, the entirety of my emotions this month can be found somewhere on Lord's album, Melodrama. If it's not on there, I haven't felt it. Except for reverence for God. I don't think she describes that on the album, and I have felt that. Other than that, I hate the headlines and the weather. I'm 19 and I'm on fire. Eternal mood. I hope you have a great day.